Hi, I'm Heather from here booktubes, and today is the Mafia Readathon TBR. So this is a weekend readathon, which is June 4th through the 6th, and it is all Mafia themed. There are 13 different props, I believe. 13 different props. I was not going to participate. And then Tori from Novel Life, she's one of the hosts. All the hosts are linked down below. She pressured me into it, which is not entirely true, but it was a little bit. And I was like, I don't read a lot of the same trope back to back. Like, I never do that. So I was like, oh, I don't see how this is gonna work. Plus, it's a weekend readathon, and I don't read a ton on the weekend, to be honest. It's not my heaviest reading time. But I was like, what if I use the spinner wheel? So what I did is I picked a book for every single prompt, and I'm going to use the spinner wheel. I will probably only read one or two of them, but I don't know which ones they are, and that's exciting. So honestly, I read Mafia, so kind of sprinkled throughout all my other reading, but I feel like it's something I do have to be in the specific mood for, and a lot of times I delete them off of my TBR without having read them. Like, all the time. I would say Mafia is probably the #1 thing that I do this with, because I tend to add several at the same time, and then I'm like, oh, didn't get to these, and I just delete them. Like, I don't know, my brain, weird. These are some that are new for the readathon and some that have been on my radar for forever. And I also have a big mix of new to me authors and favorite authors, so I'm excited about it. Now, I do think that a lot of times the romanticization of Mafia can be a problem, not because I think that romanticizing organized crime is a problem. I think it's clear that we don't actually support organized crime, but because I think a lot of times we romanticize the white version, the Mafia version, and then we still condemn and vilify the gangs, which are predominantly not white. So I think that is something that is worth being aware of. It's certainly not something that I came up with. I've heard people talking about this, and I think that is a real concern and kind of an obvious prejudice, if you will. So I do have a book for every single prompt. I'm excited. Here we go. I don't know why I'm so excited about this. This video took me like 2 hours to come up with this TBR. I just kind of like talking about books that I haven't got to read yet, because like it's almost always books that I've read, right? I also like that I don't have to read all of these. I'm just gonna read one or two, and I don't know which ones they are, so that's exciting. The first one is new to your author, and this was recommended to me by Izzy from Happy for Now. Okay, this is Secrets, which is Webisode #1 by Aleatha. Romig, maybe is how you say that. So he's the kingpin of Chicago. His father showed him the picture of her like a couple decades ago when they were children, and if he was successful, then he would have her. Now he is, and she's gonna be his wife. And he wants her to be his queen specifically. I don't really know anything else about it, but I think that that sounds like a very fun time. The next prompt is Book with Blood on the Cover, and I have read several books by Brianna Hale, and she has a new pen name, which is Lilith Vincent, and it is a reverse harem mafia series specifically, and she has the prequel novella available through her email list, and I will link her Instagram, and then you can get the free novella if you want. I think it's pretty short. So it's Promised in Blood, a reverse harem mafia romance, and it's Promised in Blood 0.5. 4 ruthless men, a virgin mafia princess to unite them. So on her 17th birthday, she learned a terrible secret about her family. Her future's in the hand of 4 brutal men. So I'm confused though, because she's not actually a mafia princess. She's the mayor's daughter, and she's being thrown to them for a sacrifice. Her father insists that only one of the men can marry her, but they all vow to claim her. They take, I Bleed, Happy Birthday to Me. So prologue novella contains the first 6 chapters of First Comes Blood and ends on a cliffhanger. I plan on reading that. After that is titled with Ruthless or Brutal, and I have Brittle Prince by Sophie Lark. I have heard about this for a while. I don't even know who I heard about it from originally. He's the heir to the Irish Mafia. He's ruthless, arrogant, and he wants to kill me. So they got off on the wrong foot. She set a very small fire to his house, and the families decided that a marriage pact would be the way to avoid war. She wants to murder him. It'd be easier if he wasn't so good looking. And that's kind of the whole thing. I've heard a lot of good things about this, and I am excited to maybe finally pick it up. Next one is Oldest Mafia on your TBR. Again, I do delete them all the time. So officially, the one that is actually on my Goodreads list that has been on there the longest is The Woman in the Scope, which is Grassy Family #2 by Jessica Gadziala. So the first one is The Woman at the Docks, and I loved that. Read it like as an arc or right when it came out. I don't remember. And then haven't read any of the others. So this Mafia family is in Navasink Bank, which is Jessica's fictional town, which is like her universe. I have a Guide to Jessica Gadziala video that I just filmed. So she's stuck in life. She gets an opportunity, and that comes from making some sort of business arrangement with the capo in the New Jersey Mafia. And he's gonna help her with this dangerous plan, and she wants it to be a business arrangement, but is kind of falling for him. I love Jessica Gadziala. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that. Her books can be read as standalones, and I'm excited to finally continue her Mafia series. Next I have Tattooed Hero, and for this I have Yakuza Lover, which is a manga, which is coming out June 1st. I have it pre-ordered. Shay from Shay Geeks Out loved this one. She said it was very steamy and excellent, just like the best. And I cannot wait. I honestly don't know anything else about that, but I'm so excited. I really hope to read it during this readathon, kind of no matter what, but we'll see. But obviously the cover, he has tattoos. Again, the Yakuza is like the Japanese mafia, and I'm excited to read it. Next I have Bratva, and for this I have Owned by the Hitman, which is Hitman #1 by Alexis Abbott. So basically she has to do whatever he wants for a year. She inherited her father's club, and when she did, she inherited his troubles. The hitman says he wants to save her, but you know, he's a bad guy. So basically she'll be his woman for a year, and he won't hurt her unless she wants him to. Then we have the Irish Mafia, and for this I have The Irishman by Vee KU. It says that you've heard about him in whispers. He's the devil in the darkness. He's the one that you know to fear. And the first time he sees her, he knows she belongs to him. He's gonna have her, and he's gonna kill anybody who's trying to bring her harm. And she's gonna be his wife. She just doesn't know it yet. It's a dark romance. That is all I know. Never read the author. Don't know how it appeared in my... I don't know how I came across it. Then, for Italian Mafia, I had The Hitman by Katrina Jackson. This is the family #2. I read the first one a while ago. It's kind of like a prequel novella. And so it's about the head of the mafia, not this guy. And that ends kind of on a cliffhanger, but not really, just more like a separation. So they're not together. There is no happily ever after. There's not even a happy for now. And they will appear again later in the series, but I don't think that book is out yet. This one, he's trying to have a break and a vacation, and she was cheated on like her wedding day, night before her wedding. It's a big blow up. She goes to Italy to get away from it and won't stop crying and is annoying the hitman next door, and then they end up going on the run together. I think it's insta-love and comes highly recommended by Mina from Mina Reads. And like I said, I read the first book a while ago, ready to read this one. Then for Mexican Cartel, I have Savage Hero, which is a crime family affair #1 by Logan Fox. I have not read this author. I don't know how I saw this one, but she is an assassin, and she's sent to assassinate the head of the cartel. She's never failed before, but she fails now, and the heir to his empire is the one that ruins it. So he captures her and makes her his, lines are blurring, yada yada. I think, yes, this book ends on a cliffhanger, and the next one is not out yet. It's pretty short, and I don't know, I just think it sounds good. Then, for a title that has the hero's name in it, I have Alejandro's Prey, which is the Queen's 1.5 by Nikita Slater. Scarred Queen I read ages ago. Really enjoyed it, but all of the books are not available at my library. They're not available at Kindle Unlimited, and they're like $6 a piece, and that's why I haven't continued. I probably will someday though. So this is a novella that takes place a year after Scarred Queen, but it can be read as a standalone, and it has an HEA and no cliffhanger. So they're in South America, and he is the second in command to one of South America's leading crime lords, which I think was the love interest in Scarred Queen. So basically, she's trying to follow the rules, but they change every day. She broke the rules, so now she belongs to him. I don't know. But someone else wants her too. Again, novella, I'm excited. And I really enjoyed the first one. Then for Beauty and the Beast retelling, I have Rhapsody, which is The Butcher and the Violinist, #1 by Wright. So I've read a couple books by Wright and really enjoyed them. This one, obviously the series title is reminiscent of Beauty and the Beast, The Butcher and the Violinist. She is playing violin at an exotic dance club of some sort, but she's not a dancer, she's a violin player. And he sees her and wants her and things escalate. Then for Arranged Marriage, I have Secret Oblivion. Nope, that was a lie. I have The Sweetest Oblivion by Danielle Laurie. This is May #1. So she is falling for the arranged husband-to-be of her sister. She's sweet and obedient and has already had one scandal on her hands and can't have another. She doesn't like him. She doesn't like how he makes her feel. So it's a little bit of a cheat almost on the arranged marriage because he's not arranged to be with her, but I've heard nothing but good things about this. Specifically, Naima from Naima Reads was like, this is the best series ever. You all must read it. And so I do want to give it a try. And then lastly, for Captive Captor, I have The Woman in the Trunk by Jessica Gadziala. So this is almost a spin-off, but can totally be read as a standalone of her Grassi family series. In the first book, The Woman at the Docks, they have a meeting with the guy from New York, which is who this book is about. And they realize that somebody is in the trunk in his car. And now we have The Woman in the Trunk. So clever. I do not know what is going to happen in this book. That's all I really know is that she's in the trunk and he took her for some reason. And it's Jessica Gadziala and I'm excited to read it. It has been on my list for freaking ever. And yeah, I just think it sounds like a great time. So that's it. 13 books, one weekend. I'll probably read one of them. Several of them are pretty short, so it does just kind of depend on what the spinner wheel does. I am obviously not opposed to DNFing, so that also depends on things, but I'm excited for this readathon for no reason. I don't understand, but it's out of character for me. But I am excited for it, and let me know if you've read any of these books, if any of these books are now on your radar or sound interesting to you, and I will have my Mafia romance recommendations linked somewhere, description, card, something like that. So I do already have a video that recommends them, but yeah. Tell me your favorite. A lot of times, also, I don't love the most popular ones, so there's that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have fun if you decide to participate, and if you're not participating, I hope you still found a Mafia romance that you're interested in reading. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!